Tenerife sits in the Atlantic Ocean, just off the coast of Africa, but politically, culturally, it's part of Spain. When most people think of Tenerife, they picture package holidays, resorts, beaches and cheap flights. But once I started moving away from that version of the island, I found something very different. Abandoned places, quiet landscapes and stories that don't really fit the brochure. I'm David Cotter and this is Tenerife. I know what you're thinking. Are we in San Antonio? Are we in Arizona? No, we're not. We are on Tenerife Island, the Canary Islands, Spain. And I'm standing in the middle of the complex of the Sanatorio de Abades. You can see all these singular module housing units, or wards as they would have been back in the day. This complex was built in the 1940s to house the most undesirable of all the population here in the Spanish region, or under all of the Spanish reign, Franco's reign. It was used to house lepers and people with TB, so they would have been moved from the mainland Spain or any of the colonies out here, isolated from the rest of the world, off the African coast, closer to Africa than it was to Spain. And look at all these just abandoned buildings here. You can see them for as far as the eye can see around here. There's numerous ones, and we've walked about a kilometre from the actual entrance. But it's so cool, they're all covered in graffiti now. But it was never really used as what it had been intended to, isolate these people, the undesirables, from society. But it was never really used as that. It was momentarily repurposed, I think, as a military base short time after its production in the 1940s, or construction in the 1940s, but it was never really used. But yeah, what a first stop here on our trip around the island of Tenerife. Very sort of urban decay-ish in theme. But yeah, look, people have reclaimed and they've painted inside and outside. Yeah, what an amazing place. What a cool place to start with. We're going to head up to the chapel, and you can see right out here the Atlantic coast. Look at this long road up to the church or chapel complex. Probably the central nodal point, the final place of this whole community here. You have the chapel with the massive cross. It's very iconic in this actual complex. A straight road leading right up to it. This has such an apocalyptic kind of feel to it. You really do feel like you're at the ends of the earth here, and you're really isolated, even though I can see communities out the back of it. But this complex itself is very apocalyptic, Mad Max / the Book of Eli kind of feeling to it, I think. It's quite interesting. What's it like inside? What's it like inside? Look at this. Even nature reclaiming the chapel with birds' nests up here, and up on top of the cross there's even more birds' nests. Up there, birds' nests. And just covered in graffiti around here. So this probably would have been the altar. And look through here. You can see there's something falling from the roof there. It's like moisture. I'm not going to go in there. But yeah, obviously religion is such an important part of Catholicism in Spain, and with a lot of the undesirables being housed here, religion was, or the Catholic Church was always kind of linked to these, I don't know, not so nice projects, secluding populations or the undesirables from the general population. Just look at this place. It is very cool. Very cool, very strange. And obviously the cross at the front of the chapel. Look at this, I'm going into one of the wards here. It's actually plastered, but there's scribbles all over the walls. Smell of piss. And there's just graffiti covered everywhere. I'd say that plaster could be from when it was reused or repurposed as a military base. And actually some of this building material looks quite new. So I'm not sure when this was actually done, but you would have seen probably, I don't know how many would have been it was intended for, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rooms. So maybe 10 people with leprosy or TB. Look at that view though. What a view. And another ward right next to us. There's so many of these fucking, I don't know what you'd call them, ward complexes. There's numerous coming up and down the road as you enter into it. But I wouldn't like to set foot in there really. I wouldn't like to have had to been sent here, but I suppose that's Franco for you. And this is the final view of Sanatorio de Abades. Oh yeah, it does. I don't know what it says. Off to another derelict property now, and way to Santa Cruz.
In 200 meters, turn left onto Calle Buen Viaje.
So the island itself, as you can see behind me, behind the wind turbines, there is snow-capped mountains, but these are all volcanic or volcanoes, sorry, and all this ground beneath me is all volcanic material. This island is sprung up over millions of years, and the largest mountain, probably somewhere behind me, Mount Teide, which is the largest peak in Spain, is actually here on this island in Tenerife. Prior to the Spanish conquest, the island was inhabited by a Berber type people from North Africa called the Guanches, and the island was split up into about 9 different kingdoms, and they were all fairly isolated from each other based on geography. And in 1496, the Spanish came and conquered the island, making it the last Canary Island to actually fall. And a lot of it, like in South America, a lot of the killing was not actually done by the Spanish, it was done by the illnesses and pandemics that they brought with them. So a lot of them were wiped out from illness. Today, Tenerife is, as you probably know it, one of the biggest holiday destinations for people seeking the sun in Europe, and about 5 million tourists per year visit Tenerife, and about 1 million local inhabitants, mostly located in the north of the island, which we'll be visiting later. You'll see, I did a vlog yesterday about the amount of people that are the kind of built up tourist areas that are concentrated in the south of the island, and you'll see there that there's tourist cycling. It's a big it's a big destination for that.
In 200 meters, your destination will be on the right.
Here I am in Añaza, which is just close by to Santa Cruz in Tenerife. And look at the size of this building. So this is the Hotel Añaza. This was built in the pre-2008 crash in Spain, and it kind of symbolises everything that kind of went wrong around that time. Not only for Spain, but for Europe and similar countries that had to be bailed out around that time. There was Greece, there was Ireland, there was Spain. But just look at this. This was a high density hotel style living complex, and it was you can see, geez, I don't know how many rooms were supposed to be in there, but there was a lot. Look how high it is. There must be 20 stories there, and you're looking out over the Atlantic Ocean here. Now it's some view, but look at the scale of that. I can't even get it in here in one picture. Like, there it is. Maybe we can get it in there. Let me scroll this out back. Look at that. That is some size. I can't even get it into a full field of view on the GoPro. But yeah, amazing setting. I suppose it just shows everything that went wrong. And I feel like I'm showing everything that's bad about Tenerife, but there's another side to this island behind the nice shores and the complexes built in the south of the island. There's another side to it. There's the side that's lost and that's crumbling and it's neglected. As with every society, there's that side to it. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely amazing. The promise of high value living in the Canary Islands. Incredible. And this is your view. Look at this. All around it's just filthy. This is the way I had to get in. There is security gates up there, but just down along there I spotted it when I was looking down. There's a small little entrance, and that's how I got so close to it. Now the rain is kind of spitting it off a lot here, so I'm going to jump back into the car and I'm going to move on, and you can hear the lovely sound of the waves rolling in down there. But yeah, look beneath my feet, it's filthy, and there's an awfully suspect pipe here just flowing out some sort of water. I don't really want to know what's coming out of that, so I'm going to keep moving and move on to the next stop. But yeah, having fun exploring Tenerife so far. And there is Fiona waiting in the car. That is the island from above, or the hotel from above even. Amazing. Anyways, let's get a move on. So it's raining here now, but I'm at the Punta del Hidalgo in the northwestern corner of Tenerife, and what a view it is. You can hear the Atlantic Ocean roaring below, and look how blue the water is. And again below here, as I've said, we've been driving for a while now and I didn't really get to stop to take more videos, or at least talking videos, but you can see all these volcanic rock formations here but because of the microclimates are different throughout the island, you have the vegetation growing here because it's a lot wetter and it's a lot more highlands that are getting more condensation and rainfall on them. But look at the backdrop here, like this, probably next stop is probably Central America from here. But look how blue the water is here coming in on the black sandy beaches. It's absolutely savage, and all these hiking trails down here. It's amazing. So this is the most northwest corner of Tenerife, the biggest Canary island. And look, there's actually just a statue up here. We'll have a look at him, see what he looks like. Still quite mild here, even though it's raining, it's quite mild. But I do apologise if the picture's bad because of the rain droplets. But yeah, look, even here you have the graffitied walls. They seem to be a common fixture on all of the island here. And you see some of the really traditional style churches as well throughout the island, which are really nice. Maybe I'll get to see one. And there's this guy, whoever it is, El Puntero, Sebastian Ramos El Puntero, Maximo Exponent del Folklore Canario. So he's, I don't know, it sounds like he's a really big part of the folklore here on the island. Obviously not the initial folklore before the 1490s when it was conquered, but the more recent folklore. And if I had more time, I'd probably try and get out and do a hike. I mean, look at them, they're absolutely amazing. But unfortunately time isn't my friend. For any of you who watch my Moldova vlog, I have a few days off in between each shift that I work, so it's easy for me to get out to places 2 or 3 days at a go. So I'm only here in Tenerife for 4 days, 3 nights, but yeah, still enough to come see this amazing spot. And look at all this art, it's absolutely amazing, unbelievable. Some really talented street artists in Tenerife. But I'm not sure what this building is or what function it has, because it looks to me like it's just some abandoned house. Of course, we saw the abandoned sanatorium earlier in the video. Yeah. Right, time to move onwards. So, just came across this abandoned hotel here. Looks like something from like the 1950s. Which is incredible backdrop here. I'm going to see if I can get into it. That looks like a route in, but I'm going to see if there's an easier one, a less dangerous one, because there's a bit of a drop down there. I think I saw a small gap in the fence up here. See if I can get in that way. But look, the old pool, real urban decay. But yeah, it's all boarded up. Hotel Neptune, it says, is the name. There's a bit of an entry. Let's see. Okay, all is down. Let's have a look. Oh, really eerie vibes. But look at that backdrop. It's amazing. Okay. Look at this. Yeah. An open door. Hotel Neptune. And the pool is completely just emptied out. That's a big drop down there. So they've done their best for people not to be able to get into it. You can see across there the pool where that would have been Hotel Neptune, probably sleep maybe 50 or 60 different people, 50 or 60 different rooms. Yeah, look at that, and the backdrop is there. Unbelievable. And you have like this outhouse here with this really cool stairs, and then Hotel Neptune in the background. Unbelievable. It's like these places just crumble, but there's kind of a cool thing. There's there's kind of a hip surfer kind of feel to how these things have been reclaimed by local artists and graffiti artists. Yeah, it's something I enjoy looking at. I'm sure other people enjoy looking at. So whilst it's sad to see it decay here at the edge of a cliff in the Canary Islands, it's also quite cool to actually see it being reclaimed by artists. You can see on the inside walls as well that people have even drawn on them. But yeah, unreal. I think it's time to get a move on again because I got more places to see today. Come to Tenerife, they said. It'll be sunny, they said. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Is what I was expecting about him. Savage. Rock drawings again. So we've just stopped here at what's supposed to be one of the prettiest towns in all of Spain. It's Garachico, and there's sea stacks, or well, not stacks, but there's small little islands out here, and you can see the rock armour here in front of us again with the kind of, what are them toys that are kind of shaped like them things again? Yeah, not fidget spinners. There's someone steps on them in some fucking movie. Can't remember, but they're like a kid's toy, but they're in that shape. Yeah, to protect this. So there's the sea wall here, and then there's the rock grinds again to stop the Atlantic Ocean basically breaking down this whole town. You can see the cross on the top of the island, and behind us, massive cliffs, and the most beautiful town is behind us, and you can see just in the background the traditional Spanish style bell tower church. Very cool. Look at that. Savage. Did you see that one? And there's waves breaking over there as well. Look at this from a different angle. So this is the Garachico place, just from a different angle. What a fucking view. Really nice old traditional Spanish housing down there with the coverage of the cliffs, and then you can see the island that we were looking at from down there earlier. And what a view. The traditional Spanish church, crystal blue waters and the black basalt igneous rock that's formed on this island. Yeah, what a view. What a nice town. Is it most beautiful? So we've reached the physical and metaphorical end to this vlog, and we're here at the Punta del Hidalgo. So up that road there, it's actually closed. You can see there's a barrier up there, but just up that road is the lighthouse, and it's the very end, and it's probably the most isolated part of the whole island. The road is impassable at the moment, I think, or else it's just private land. I'm not too sure. There's conflicting notes on side, but we visited a lot of interesting sites today here in Tenerife, and we've done a lot of driving. I mean, I've been driving for maybe 4 or 5 hours altogether, with a couple of stops in between. We've been hit with torrential rain, really sunny weather, incredible microclimates throughout the island. And I didn't really believe the lady in the hotel. She told me Friday night that there was some incredible microclimates throughout the island, and that there definitely is. I'm surrounded by some of the most amazing scenery that I've ever seen. I think I'm covered by it here. Massive cliffs up behind me, and that's not what you have in mind when you come to Tenerife. I think it's resorts, kind of tacky tourism, package holidays, the famous Jet 2 holidays, as the sound that's viral at the moment on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. But behind that, there's an actual side to the island. There's the agriculture, the banana plantations, there's the volcanic cliffs and the hiking tracks, and there's the small actual, like, I suppose you wouldn't say they're indigenous, but they're the Spanish communities here with the Christian Catholic churches. And it's a far more interesting island than there is to the Playa de las Americas, these built up areas, the Costa de Dejes. There's so much more to them, and I think getting the car and driving around was probably the best decision I made. And so we're going to end our vlog here, maybe some silent shots from the way home. But for me, I'm David Cotter, and you've just watched another vlog. So if you've enjoyed that one, go like and share it, or like and subscribe. The subscriptions are quite low obviously on my channel, but if you would, that would be great. If you've enjoyed it, if you enjoyed the spin around, and we'll get back to work with some more trips shortly. And who knows, will it be Soviet or will it be sunny, or maybe it'll be something completely different. But there you are, the northwest of Tenerife. See ya.